Well, so let's see if anybody comes in this time. For some reason we lost y'all. I don't know if it was the internet lost us or what happened. Uh, I guess we'll see if anybody comes in. If not, we'll call it for the we'll call it for tonight, you guys. What can I say? What can I say? Oh my God. Hey Sheila, how are you? I'm hoping some more people come in here. There's Havita. I don't know what happened. It popped up and said that was having trouble with the connection, and then it came back and said that we were connected, but I never could get any of you guys to give me any kind of comments or anything. So I said, well, maybe I'll just go out and come back in. So I went out and ended that stream and set it up and started it again. So hopefully somebody else will come on here. It froze on your end. It must have froze on everybody's end. It was saying that it was working here and the clock was going and everything. So I don't know what happened, guys. I don't know what happened. Anyway, if we don't have anybody pop in here in a few minutes, we'll just call it for tonight, give everybody a break, and we'll try it again next week. I don't know what in the heck. You know, it ain't always me, guys. This time it wasn't me. Sorry, you haven't been in your lives, just busy. Are you still working at night, Sheila? And what are you doing? What kind of work are you doing this late at night? You don't work in a mill or factory, do you? Uh-oh. Are we froze up again? It may have froze up again, guys. I don't see any comments coming up. No comments. Oh, I cook Mondays and Fridays. Oh my goodness. Oh, girlfriend. Cooking's not one of my fortes unless it's cooking goodies. In fact, I've got something in queue in my laptop here that I got to post how I make my pineapple cake, guys. Maybe y'all will like it and try it. It's the simplest cake in the world. Oh. And you're cooking Mondays and Fridays for somebody else, or is this just for your home? You know, a lot of people do that meal prepping and then they cook everything or get it all ready, and that way it's done for the whole week. The weather is going to be really bad. You know, they posted a state of emergency out there. Oh no, your air went out. Holy cow, girlfriend. Mm-mm-mm. I bet it is hot in there. Now, Sheila, are you talking about at your home, honey, or are you talking about at wherever you work? I'm assuming you're talking about at home, but I don't know. Not getting much response here. Well, I guess that's kind of normal for me, guys. Kind of normal for me. Oh, you cook in a barbecue restaurant at work. Okay, okay. Holy cow. When the air went out and you're doing barbecue, girlfriend, you're going to be dying. I worked for, I kind of hung out with a friend of mine. It's called Dale's Barbecue, and he's in Aniana, Alabama. And not Aniana, he's in right out of Aniana. Dang, what's the name of it? You made it back. there she is. Jesus is Lord. She found me. I have no clue what happened, guys. It came up that we lost connection and it was trying to reset it, and it acted like it was still working here, but I never got any comments from you guys. So I went out and came back, opened the new one, and here we go. You know, if it can happen, it'll happen to me. Lordy, lordy, lordy. triple digits every day there. Holy cow. And if you guys are triple digits, it must feel like it's 115 or 120 where you are with the heat index, because I know y'all have a high heat index. No, it wasn't you, Wheat. The internet, we lost internet, or the internet flashed or something, and it gave me a comment saying that it was I was having issues, and then that was the last thing I heard. Heat index at your house was 103 today. Holy cow. I don't know what it was here. I didn't even know. In fact, my thermometer that tells me what the temperature is outside and the humidity went out, so I've got to buy a new one. I don't know what happened to the darn thing. It's worked forever, and I bought a new one, and then it quit working on the outside. And I know it's not the battery because I took it down and put new batteries in it, so feels like 110. High humidity levels, just miserable. I bet you guys are miserable. You got to have lots of fans blowing, and then when it's just blowing hot air, but you got to have some kind of circulation. Got to have some kind of. Hey, Peter, you're back. I had to go out and come back in. It just lost y'all. Dang. Well, anyway, Boaz, Alabama is what I was telling y'all. I said Aniana, but it's Boaz, and Boaz and Aniana is in the same vicinity. Yeah, and he used to do his barbecue, and he would cook it at night, and then we would serve it at horse camps a lot of times. And we have to pull that pork. We always have served pulled pork, and man, it was so good. And before he started his restaurants, this is my friend Dale, and I'm always teasing folks that I'm his sister. He's an only child. I went to his restaurant one day, and he didn't know I was coming over there because it's a good ways from where I live. And so I told him, I said, I want to speak to Dale. And they said, who are you? I told him, I said, I'm his sister. Well, they went and got him. And he said, when they told me it was my sister, I was thinking, who the heck? My mama hadn't done nothing wrong. Hey, Reverend Joe. I have no idea, Reverend Joe. It just messed me up. The internet did something here. South Texas mesquite is the way to go. Slow cooked Texas brisket. Yeah, that's Texas brisket. That's what you guys serve. Here brisket is very expensive. Just for a small brisket is like $25 or $30. I don't know about there. It's just unreal how you guys have brisket all the time. Y'all must be the capital of brisket, because everybody in Texas has it. It's just amazing to me. I know when I went on that big ride up there, they served brisket every night. Every single night we had brisket, which was okay. It was good. It was so funny because one night we all decided, the people that I knew that were there, decided we were going to go eat because we wanted to eat something besides brisket, because they furnished us a meal every night almost. Anyway, we got to a restaurant and what did they have? Brisket. We all cracked up laughing. When you raise cattle, you eat a lot of beef. That's true. I guess you do. So it must be cheaper there than it is here. Brisket's $125 to $150. Well, I'm talking about just a small chunk, like 5 pounds or something brisket. It's like $25 or $30 here. Yeah, and we don't have mesquite either, like you guys do. We have to buy it if we have it. Smoky honey mustard rub, 10 hours plus to cook. Yep. It's good. It is good, guys. It is good. It was so funny, though, when we went to that restaurant and we couldn't find it. But getting back to my buddy's thing, we would pull that pork, and, man, it would just fall apart. We didn't get all that old fat out of it. We never did put that in it. A lot of restaurants don't take that out because that adds weight to the people's stuff. But we pulled all that out, and, boy, we had people coming from all over getting it. And I worked with him. What I did is he paid for me to go on the rides and for my campsite. And I'd help him in this little restaurant for breakfast and serving barbecue, and when he'd have big dinners. And then sometimes he'd cook other things, for people that did not eat barbecue. And so anyway, it was a lot of fun. It got old though, getting up at like 4 o'clock to get in there and get those biscuits ready and everything for all them old cowpokes that's wanting to eat and crank the dawn before dawn, before the rooster crowed. Anyway, but yeah. Well, I'm glad some folks come back in. Glad to see y'all. Dang. I know a lady who made the best homemade vegetable soup with brisket. Bought a piece about the size of a deck of cards, and it was over $8 to make soup. I ate it slowly. I bet you did. I bet you did. Yeah, I made vegetable soup, guys, yesterday. Of all things, when it's hot weather, we don't normally eat soup. But I don't know. I just wanted vegetables. I just wanted some vegetables. And so my daughter had made a huge pan of cornbread. When you raise rabbits, you eat a lot of rabbit. That's true. Or else you sell them one, right? Oh, Lordy. Yep, that's exactly right. Mm. Vita says we eat a lot of seafood there, fresh caught out of Baffin Bay. Ooh, I bet you guys do. That's real close right there to where you guys are too. Sheila said they cook their butts 12 to 13 hours. Yeah, that's the way Dale used to do his, and he got started. He worked for the Union Automotive Company. I don't even know which one, guys. But he was a union rep, and on during the week, like on Wednesday, he would take orders and he would cook butts because he had brought in some meat that he had done. So he started taking orders for butts, and I mean, it got so big that people just expected it. Oh, so you guys are 8 miles from the bay. Wow. I've got some friends that live right out there pretty darn close to you. Well, it's my oldest granddaughter's friends, her and her husband and kids. She just had a baby, in fact. But I think they have air conditioning where they live. I'm pretty doggone sure. It's as good. It's so good, but you got to have patience. Can't rush it. That's true. That's exactly right. I know he used to slow smoke his and smoker, and he'd have the mesquite and all. He had to buy it. Well, he had charcoal, and then he would put in the mesquite that we had to buy, of course, and he would slow cook it. I cooked my butt when I sat on the lawnmower and had been sitting in the sun. Yep, it'll burn you. I did that the other day, Peter. We came out of the restaurant Friday, and the sun was so hot, and Joey had left the windows down because it was so hot because our vehicle's black. Well, the seats are black, and I didn't think about it, and I popped my little fat butt up in that seat, and honey, I come back out of that seat real doggone quick because it was hot. Oh, yep, that was a good one. Yep, almost on Paul's level. That's right. I miss him not coming in on my lives. I know it's late there, but doggone it. I need to set me up a live earlier in the day, I guess. But you got so many people on there that time. Yep, hate black seats in the summer. Well, you know what? A lot of times I'll take a towel when I'm traveling, and I'll put the towel in the seat, or a t-shirt, and slide it up over the seat, bottom of the t-shirt, so that I don't have to sit on a hot, sticky seat. Because, even if your bare legs are touching it from shorts or whatever, you're still it's sticky when you got those hot leather seats. But yep, know exactly what you mean. Well, guys, I'm glad y'all came back. I didn't know. I thought, well, dang, we fixed to have to end this sucker. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's late here too, girl. Late to me anyway. Oh, this time of night I'm usually sitting in there playing a game of solitaire or something else on my laptop while I'm listening to one of my stories that I listen to on tape, my books on tape, late at night. Sometimes I'll sit in there till after midnight or later doing that. Granny's got to go to bed. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, I almost did. And I thought, well, heck. So I went in and looked and I said, well, dang. I didn't know if you guys told y'all. I didn't know if y'all could see me or whatever because I wasn't getting any response. And I said, well, I'm just going to say I'm going to cut this and do whatever. I did find my webcam, but I need to do some YouTube University brush up. Okay. I'm the winter months. I make different soups and serve at work. I bet. I bet. My granddaughter worked for one over in Pine Mountain, Georgia, over there where Callaway Gardens is. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Callaway Gardens, but it's a big resort that the Callaways from here in LaGrange did over in Pine Mountain. People come from all over the world. I met Alex Baldwin's brother, and I guess his wife and kids. There was a lady with him. I'm assuming her and the kids were his. There at a restaurant, and they had been to Callaway Gardens of all places. You know, it was just so wild. You see everybody over there. They have bird hunts, and they have big, huge butterfly enclosure. They have a huge lake, and they do water skiing, and they have bike paths and walking paths, and they just got all kinds of stuff over there. 4 p.m., 4 a.m., 7 days a week for no apparent reason. You sound like my husband. Now I have a hard time going to sleep, but last night, guys, as soon as my head hit the floor, hit that dang pillow, I must have been out of there because I do not remember. Every night I sit in there and count dots on the ceiling and try to breathe, you know, to make myself relax like you do with when you do all this, you know. I didn't do it. Sunday through Thursday, she's up at 4:45. Whoo, girlfriend. I don't see how in the heck y'all do it. I did it for many years. I'm glad I don't have to no more. I'm usually up around 8:30, 9 at, you know, usually 9 at the very latest, unless I'm up super late at night. Well, I do a good vegetable soup. I like a good vegetable soup. And I love French onion soup. I don't know about you guys, but I love a French onion soup. Sometimes I'll make a potato soup, but not as often as I do the other. I have made a tomato basil too. Also, but Joey doesn't like that. So I like tomato soup. He doesn't. So usually I don't make tomato soup unless I'm going to put it in a little bitty container so that I can just have it. Make up a batch, you know, and freeze it and take it out just a little bit at a time for me. Let's see, trying to think of what else is going on around this house, guys. I got flubbered when all this happened, and I lost everything I was thinking about to do or say. Yeah, but like I say, you know, a lot of people eat soup. But my family, we just did not eat soup except in the wintertime. That was not during the hot months. Let's put it that way. That was more of a wintertime sit down with something comfort food type of thing, soup. Now, I love to make chicken and dumplings, and I can make some doggone good chicken and dumplings, guys. And I don't roll out my dumplings. I drop them like my grandmama used to do. And they're good. Have that thick gravy in there with it. Mm-mm-mm. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, thank you. Yes, it turned out to be fantastic. Um, I just thought, you know what? It's something I did, and I'm kind of posting my life here, what goes on, what I'm doing, what I ain't doing, a little bit of what I'm interested in. So I figured, what the heck, I'll post it too. And she seemed to do real good with it. She says she's gained 20 pounds, but she's got 4 more weeks to go, guys. The baby is actually due date is the 22nd of September. And so, hopefully, she'll go full term. We don't know with the first one. You know how that goes. My first one, heck, she was due at the end of January, and I didn't have her till March the 6th. And then they did a C-section. She said, "The heck with this." If I didn't let her come out when she wanted to, she started trying to come out a little bit early, and they said they give her shots to stop her, and they said, "The heck with this. If y'all don't want me out there, I'll just stay in here and grow." Oh. 29th of September. Okay. Well, Joey just had a birthday Saturday, guys. He turned 69. Whew. Poor thing. I had him wrote down as 68 on the calendar. He says, "That sounds good. That sounds good." I said, I got to count it up. I said, "Dang, you are going to be 69. You're getting old." Yeah, Wait, and I teased him earlier about we were going to start making him dig his hole to bury him in. Lord, guys, Lord. We were trying to watch a movie, Blue Steel. It's an old Jamie Lee Curtis movie that she's in, detective type show. It was pretty cool. We never did finish it because I had to come in here and start my live, get it up. We started plenty of time, but then we had company, and then this and that and the other, all kinds of things happening. So you know how it goes. I said, well, I'll just watch it when the live's over, finish it up. I think we got about 20 minutes left of it. So right, the good part starts to happen. Yes, it is. Seemed like a very good movie. I like that kind of stuff, that suspense and all. And I pretty much figure them out, and it just kills Joey. I'll say, he did it, she did it, or whatever. Anytime movies like that. Sheila said her husband will be 75 on November the 19th. Wow. He still gets around good and all that, Sheila? That's great. I told Joey he's got to outlive me because he's got a better brain than I do. He said, he's planning on going first, so we're going to fight over who gets to die first around here. Oh, your birthday. Yep, that's right. Javita's is November the 15th. Can't you wrote down, girlfriend? Still works part-time. Good for you. Wow. I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine, guys. I sure did enjoy the retiring when I got to retire. Yep. Yep, our son took us out. He took us to Longhorn and fed us, and Haley and her little significant other, and Tanya and her significant other all came, and so we had a good time. All the kids, well, the grandkids from here were there, except for Madison. She's in Outer Banks right now. Have not Secondhand Line. No, I've not watched that. Is it a good one? Have to check it out. Is that a good movie? We've never heard of it. Secondhand Lion. Yeah. Oh, guys, I woke up this morning with a crick in my neck, and I didn't know what in the heck I did. I guess I slept so doggone hard. Well, I'll have to check that one out, wait, and see how it turns out. I wrote it down just in case. We'll look for it and see if we got it on Netflix or whatever, Prime. I don't have cable TV. I just got internet. Trying to figure out. It's kind of old. That's okay. Some of them old ones are the best ones. Let's see. We've been cranking around here trying to get stuff done. Joey says before he can get, with all this rain we've been getting, he's cutting grass on a rotation and it's constant. And before, you want to let the grass dry out. There's Daz. Hey. Yep, no buffering right now. Got it going finally. Had to go out of that one, start over. I don't know what was happening on that one. It even popped up on the screen here saying that they were having problems with my connection or whatever. I was surprised. Anyway. But anyhow, yeah, he said, he wants to wait till the grass gets dry or drier anyhow, so it doesn't get all caked up under the lawnmower and he has to dig it out. Well, then by the time he gets it dried up enough to get out there and cut, then it wants to have a sprinkle. So he's just getting spots here and there. One day it rained like crazy here at our house, and about 3 miles up the road it didn't rain a drop, which is crazy, Sometimes it'll rain a couple of miles away and not rain up here on this hill we own either. So that's just the way it goes, I guess. We just never know here. But yeah, he's been getting all that stuff done. And my pineapple pear finally put out. I don't know if I told you guys, but forever I thought it was dead. It had these real pretty little buds on it, but just never did bloom. I don't know what happened to it. It was like it was on pause. And finally it did. And doggone if that little baby goat didn't come out there and eat all the leaves off of it that it could reach. I don't have any leaves on my rose bush that's out here. He hadn't seen the other one. What am I going to do about that thing? She was out there bellowing at me when I went out a while ago and locked the chickens up and did all the feeding for the night. And then when I go out there and she's in the pen, she's standing in the darn troughs the little feed pans that I have on the gate. I said, holy moly, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I got to take... Yeah, I told Joey I was going to put wire around everything out there. He said, no, you're not either. You can get rid of that goat. If her horns ever get long enough, we can put a board on there, keep her from coming through the fence. That's what we do with her mama that gets her, the other one's baby, nut bush anyhow. Crazy little thing. But her horns ain't but about almost an inch long, She was born in January, February, or something like that. So she's 6 months old. But they're not big enough right now to anchor anything up there. Feel like I ought to drill a hole in it and just rivet something to it. But, you can't do that. They have that blood vessel that goes up through there. Anyway, it's about like the quick of your fingernail if you tear it off. Wow. But yeah, he got into my blueberries. I did put a fence around them, a temporary, just put something around them to keep her out of my blueberries this year, because I only got 4 blueberry plants. Of course, it doesn't really matter if I have any blueberries or not. We have a blueberry farm right here in the neighborhood that we can go to and just, I usually pick a huge gallon bag or 2 of blueberries to put in the freezer, because I can eat them, just get a handful out. They're quick froze like that. And I can put them in that bag where I can just reach in there and get me a handful out, zip it back up, put it back in the freezer, or else I can just get some and put them in. I love them in waffles, guys. Blueberry waffles. The grandkids like them too. Pancakes and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, them little devils. I've got to take the boy sheep. I've got like 3 or 4 boy sheep I've got to take to the sale, because they're old enough to sell. And if I don't sell them pretty doggone quick, they're going to be wearing these poor girls to death, because they'll breed probably in September. So I've got to get them to the sale in the next few weeks, because all the mamas will be coming in heat. I'll have them All of them going through there. They may start fighting. I don't know. But anyhow, so I've got to do something with that. And but yeah, I had to call my daughter the other day, guys. I was trying to get something done on the computer, and I didn't know how to do it. And so I had to get her to actually come in and show me how to do it on her computer. She didn't know how to do it either. So she had to look it up. And she's real good with these things. She says, Mama, you're trying to get too advanced on this computer now. I said, I'm just doing what it said to do. So anyway, I hope I can remember it if I ever have to do that again, guys. You know, that's it. My brain's so short that I forget it. Anyway, let's see. Wade called me earlier tonight and said that a friend of ours' house had burned. So I guess we'll check on him tomorrow and see what's going on. And then Wednesday, my cousin David Harper had open heart surgery, and he drove for the first time today. And so we're going to go see him Wednesday. So that'll be interesting to see how he's doing. He said it's the first time he's done anything. He had to go get some groceries. Yeah, he lives by himself and 70 whatever years old. His cousin, distant cousin, whatever, third cousin, whatever. I think third cousin. Let's see. Would that be third cousin? His daddy and my granddaddy were brothers. So that'd make us what, once removed, twice removed, whatever. Cousins twice removed. I guess that'd be third cousins, wouldn't it? Anyway, I will wait. I'll tell David to ask about him. But anyhow, that's you hate to see folks that you grow up with and you see they're all laying down on us, guys. That tells us we're all getting too old. Makes you feel bad. We went to our class reunion this year, and it was amazing. They put three different classes in with the same reunion because we didn't have enough folks for one reunion, so they just had 3 years reunion all together. First cousins once removed. Okay, first cousins once removed. Okay, I know there was something, but I had no clue. Man, I don't know enough about all that. I know we would be first cousins if it was his daddy and my daddy. So I guess once removed because of his daddy and my being my granddaddy. But anyway, yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day that I will not be in the same room as last year. Yeah, you told me that you got the handicap room with the better shower. That'll be a lot easier for you to get in and out of, Desi or Desiree. Yeah, that's right. Wait, if I'd have thought I was going to live this long, nobody in my family lived in their 50s. So, if I'd have thought I was going to live this long, I'd have took better care of myself. Yep. Dale says she's not going to have to climb into the tub this year. That'll be wonderful. I got a downstairs room, a first floor room this year. Now, last year, they stuck me upstairs, but that wasn't so bad. It was real quiet and peaceful over there. I was surprised that it was as quiet as it was. And I was overlooking the pool. So hopefully they'll have the pool open this year and we can all get out there and enjoy it and have better seating, than right there in the where we had to do your live last year. Had the same room 2 years in a row. Oh no. I have fallen in the tub already. Oh my gosh, girlfriend. And you just had to go. Would you have some kind of procedure or something done this past week or whatever, Daz? I was listening to your live Friday night and I didn't get on there when it first started up, and I heard y'all talking about something. Is that what you fell in the tub there at the motel, or you fell in the tub at home? Or do you have a handicap home or a walk-in shower at your house? bad vertigo since last Monday. Okay. Yeah, I have that sometimes. I can imagine. Oh, you fell at home. Good Lord, girl. Mm, 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 mm. Well, I'm telling you what, that's scary, I bet, for your kids especially. And I know you were having a lot of trouble with your legs weeping so bad at the last meetup I saw you at, the one in Texas. Are you still having the same issues I know you were having? You've always had that swelling in your legs. Bless your hearts. Oh, because she had, and her house will be paid off in 2 months' time. She's going to start saving for a remodel bath. Good for you. I hope you can. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? They're always advertising those bathroom remakes in a day. Wouldn't it be nice if you could come in and redo a whole bathroom in a day? That don't happen, like they say. I've never seen it happen. I know you do wish it would not happen, girlfriend. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, we they have to take it all down around the shower and need a higher toilet. Yep, yep. Even the higher toilets, like we got the higher, the several inches higher toilets here in my house. Um, when Joey had his knee surgery, we had the higher toilets put in. Cost you $10,000, girlfriend. Well, don't refinance your house. You know what? I know it's good tax wise, but that's the only thing the refinance is good for. And mm, 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 mm. That's something I'll never do. I refinanced my house about 4 different times, and I said that will never happen again. You rent to own from your stepmother. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, home repairs are unreal. Just this carport that we put in was $9,000. I mean, holy moly! He came up with $12,000 price tag. I said, no, we can't do that for a carport. No. But boy, it sure is nice, guys. I just absolutely love being able to walk out the door and not get wet and just be able to walk out there and step into my vehicle. It's so much nicer. I can go out the back door now and do that without getting drowned. Because before we were parking the car way up there under that big shed. Uh, and that was a long ways to walk in the rain. And even if it wasn't rainy, the dew in the mornings would be so heavy that your feet would be soaking wet by the time you got up there. You know, 12,000 for a new central air and furnace. Good God, I know it. Ours went out here, and it was thunder, lightning hit. And thank God it just blew our thermostat. I don't know what in the heck, how it could run in and hit the thermostat and not hit the power in the house. But it hit out there hard enough to hit the thermostat, but it did not tear the air conditioning up. It just wouldn't come on. And I thought, oh my God, I've not got the money to put in new air conditioning system. And thank God it was only the thermostat, which was still, you know, $280 by the time they come out here and figured out what was wrong. Repair the dryer. Yeah, Joey came in the other day with one of those upright washer dryers from a friend of ours, and he said the dryer works good, but the washer doesn't. And he said he don't know what he's going to do, if he's just going to take it and get rid of it, or if he's going to see about getting it fixed or what. But I had one of those. Well, I had one time in my house. I loved it. The uprights have them both. They're built in together. But when guys work out in the sand and doing sandblasting and heavy duty work, they just don't last. Wears them out. That sand and grit does. The heating part of the dryer needs to be repaired. Oh, your heating elements burn out, most likely. Bless your heart. Mm, 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 mm. Sometimes you can just about buy a new dryer for what you can pay to fix one or buy a good used one from somebody. I know that's right, Des. That's when you want to take it to somebody, but you know what? Nowadays, you just can't hardly get nobody to work on something like that. If they can't come out and charge you that service fee, they don't want to do it. You know, I wanted to take my horse to get my Coggins drawn the other day, take Lightning, because you have to have a Coggins if you're going to ride him anywhere besides here at your home. And so I called the vet's office to get an appointment. I was going to take Casper and Rosie both. And they said, well, oh, here's an appointment for Rosie and Casper. I said, can we get them all at the same time? Well, they set up appointment for Casper and Rosie, but did not tell me anything about the horse. And I said, wait a minute now. I said, they said, well, we'll have to have the vet call you and set up an appointment for that. I says, well, tell him when he gets ready to do the Coggins, that's when y'all will do my appointment for the dogs too. Aggravated me to death. All they do is draw blood. It's not like it takes them 5 minutes. I don't know what the problem is. Nobody wants to do large animals around here anymore. We don't even have a large animal vet where I live. If something happens to my dogs, I've got to go. My horse, I've got to go to Pine Mountain or Anniston or somewhere like that to get my animals looked after by a large animal vet. Or take them to Tuskegee Institute or University of Auburn one. It's just ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. And believe me, I don't take them to Auburn no more because they charge out the yin yang. I did take him to Tuskegee, so the institute down there, and which is about the same distance, really, maybe just a tiny bit further, but it was so much cheaper than Auburn was. And then Auburn guys wanted to use my horse as for their videos to teach other people how to do it. And I said, well, dang, y'all ought to be paying me. Y'all ought to be paying me because the little horse was born and his eyes wasn't developed yet. And they ran this contact with a tube in it. And the part of the thing, we had to sew it into the skin because he didn't have enough bane. He come a little bit early. And we didn't have enough mane on him, so they had to actually sew it into his skin. And it's just ridiculous, guys. It is just ridiculous. It looks like if they're using my animal, but I would draw blood and take it down there and they'd spin it out and we'd take the stem cells out of that. And that little horse's eyes developed. Sure did with that. We had this funky mask that had these bubbles built on it, and the one with the eye that did not develop was dark. It was a dark shade, like almost black. You could see a little bit through it, but not much. I guess to keep the eye still or quiet or whatever. And the rest of it, they would, so he could see out of the one eye. And then by the time we got through doing that eye developed completely, and they started using it for research and for showing at other hospitals and all. I said, now this is something. And that's after I done took him, had my vet come out to the house, and then took him back to the vet's office, took him in the front seat of my pickup truck, guys. I could pick him up. He was that small. Or her up. It was a girl. And then had to take him to Auburn. And then, boy, it was several $1,000s for that little baby. And then they used her for their teaching. It's just ridiculous, guys. It's just ridiculous what they do. But guys, I know we've only been on here for like 45 minutes, but I was already on for 15 minutes before then trying to get the other one going. So we're going to let y'all go for tonight. Just because I know Des is ready to go to, Covita is ready to go to bed. And I think there's another channel that comes in right behind me. So guys, be nice to folks. You don't know what's going on in their lives. There's so many crazy people out here. There's so many people with mental issues. There's so many people that are just mean. in our country right now. We need to put, um, yeah, we need to have something else going on. $99 to vacuum out the drain lines and repair the line because it was, wow, you guys are really lucky then, Peter. You're really lucky because right here where we are, I mean, it was 280 something dollars for them just to put another thermostat on, for them to come out, troubleshoot it, and put a new thermostat on. They wasn't here but about 40 minutes. And most of that was on the phone with their bosses because they had put some funky um, thing on my, it had went out once before, and they put one on there, and I was supposed to have one with a 10-year warranty. Well, that one they put only had 1 year warranty, and it was like 11 months into that one, but they didn't have another one like I was supposed to have had. So, I mean, it was just a whole ding dong problem. 60 an hour plus mileage in Texas. Wow. Yep, I can imagine. I can imagine. Well, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you all for coming in and finding me the second time around, finding out what's going on with me and my life. And we will see y'all all next week. I hope y'all be sweet. I love y'all. See y'all next Monday.